She ain't like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter. God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. I'm a certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, I with that hollow side. Yeah, this the real McCoy. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still above my brain, still I think that's all that I do. The way I get that boy lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
They killed. Give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my people. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering?
Absolutely.
Should a thief go to jail when he steals?
Absolutely.
Should a robber pay back the money he robbed?
Absolutely.
So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did?
That's right.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacle set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known.
It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in this body, you fit the Lord.
got in this lifestyle, that's my boss. Bitch at my wordplay, hey. When I get mad, turn to Scarface. How when I get mad, turn to Sharface. Yeah, nigga. Fuck, I'm talking about now. Hey, tell me how it is, tell me how you feel, tell me what it is, tell me what you wanna do. Put sad boy plotting on who? I done seen it all before I came through. Must don't understand, nigga, I'm in the truth, lame ass nigga. But these crackers tryna shoot shit my way. 100 down rides on the highway. Only thing I got in this lifestyle, that's my boss, bitch, and my wordplay. Hey, when I get mad, turn to Scarface. Now when I get mad, turn to Sharface. Yeah, I'm up in South Beach with this shit, nigga, Miami. Fuck on me. Tell me how it is, tell me how you feel, tell me what it is. I'm always in the field, always dressed to kill, nigga. What the fuck you talking about? But your pussy boy, but you ain't talking about nothing, but you ain't making noise. You ain't know that shit thought you was. Who the fuck these niggas thought they was? They don't even know that. Shooting at me and I'm a throwback. I don't look back, that's a throwback. No, I don't look sad, cause I'm on that. Boy, get shot at the top, that's a toe tag. Lame man, cracker don't want the guns on me. But these people wanna know everything. But the
Shalom Shabakatah, Slakia, Shalom Shabakatum. To the brothers, Shalom Yahabashin Shabakatah. Let me start over. Shalom Shalom Yahweh Shema Ilatai by Hashem Yahweh Shah to the sisters. I got a little ahead of myself. I apologize for that. Trying to get this live going. I've been away for a minute. You know, issues and things like that. But I am back live, back getting it on. Tonight is the Wednesday Law Class with ISUPK Dallas. I'm Officer Lamawad of the ISUPK, that's the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out on 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. All right. And y'all bear with me 1 minute because I'm trying to get things straight. Be using a new platform. And I'm trying to get some of this stuff situated here. So, Salakia. Kygor, if you could give me a call real quick, I'd appreciate it. All right. Shout out to everybody that's watching online. For everybody that's watching online, if you are watching on any other platform besides YouTube, I don't believe I can see your posts if you're posting in the comment section. So if you want your post to be seen or you have questions, please move over to the YouTube page, and I can see your comments online, and I can answer any questions that you might have. All right. But tonight on the Wednesday Law Class, we're gonna talk about forsaking the Lord. All right, because when it comes to So like, give me one. All right, so Salaki for that. Salaki for that, y'all. I just had to make sure that this stream was right and everything was go, so I had to get with the man that's over our media and get it all right. But basically, tonight's class is on forsaking the Lord, which is to forsake the law, statutes, and commandments, right? Um, because that is the Most High's way of thinking. That's the way of Yahweh thinking, and that should be our way of thinking, right? But unfortunately, a large amount of our people like to lean on their own understanding. When the Bible itself says, lean not on your own understanding. Matter of fact, since I said that, let me get it for you. Because, you know, if we speak, we are to speak as the oracles of God. Let's turn real quick to Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5. All right. And it reads, trust in the Lord with all thine heart. So we know our heart and our chest, it just beats blood throughout our body. It doesn't think. What thinks, right? Our mind thinks. So when it says trust in the Lord with all thine heart, trusting with this up here. You see what I'm saying? All thinking, all emotions, all logic, all everything comes from this right up here. Okay? And lean not unto thy own understanding. So we are not to lean on our own understanding, because what seems right to us may not be right according to the Most High, right? It might not be His will. It may not be, well, I'm going to say it like this. It may not be in accordance with His will, because a lot of us believe that we have our own will, and we don't. We have options, which is really just two options, but we have options. But the will of the Lord is going to happen no matter what you choose, right? So just like in the Lord's Prayer, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So the Lord's will is going to be done whether we like it or not. So it's one of those things where you get with the program or you don't get with the program, right? You either keep up or you just get left behind. Here in the UPK, we want our people to be to be up to speed. We don't want you left behind. You see what I'm saying? All right. Let's see. Verse 6, and I'm in Proverbs chapter 3, verse 6. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. Right? So we acknowledge him. How? By leaning on his law, statutes, and commandments. This is the word of the Lord, of the Most High God. So anything we do, we are to direct our steps by the word of the Lord, which is obeying his law, statutes, and commandments. And it's not just obeying it, but it's, doing it. And in doing it, you are in the mindset and the spirit of the Lord. All right. Um, Verse 7, be not wise in thine own eyes. Don't think you're so smart. Don't think that you know everything. That is a slippery slope. That's pride. And pride cometh before the fall, right? So, be not wise in thine own eyes. What you should be is continually in these scriptures, learning the words of the Lord, learning the mind of the Lord, right? As far as what he wants us to do. And other people will begin to label you as wise. But being wise in your own eyes, you're deceiving yourself. Okay, at the end of the day, you deceive yourself. All right. Uh, Fear the Lord and depart from evil. So, what is that saying? You should be obeying the law, statutes, and commandments. And you should fear what's going to happen to you if you don't. And that's fearing the Lord, because you're going to fear that judgment that's going to come upon you. Now, it's not because the Lord's trying to be any kind of way with you. You did it to yourself, right? A lot of us like to point fingers and have no accountability. When at the end of the day, you should take accountability for your actions. But rather than taking accountability for your actions, you should be accountable beforehand, right? Before you even go off and do something that you have to take accountability for, you should be proactive in not doing it. And the way you don't do it is you get in these law, statutes, and commandments and find out what it is that you do and you don't do. So that you don't have to, after something happens, take accountability for it, right? You don't be judged by it. You can't be judged if you didn't do anything wrong. That's how Christ was. He was unblemished. No one could get anything against him. The Pharisees and the Sadducees would always try to get things against Yahushua, right? Whom we ignorantly call Christ, right? But they couldn't get him. They couldn't get him, and so ultimately they just conspired against him to have him killed at the end of the day. 1 second. Tawada Kagawa, I appreciate it. I don't know why they disappeared either. So yeah, we have to be like Yahushua. Yahushua told us to be ye perfect as our Father in heaven is perfect. So we have to be like him and be perfect. And the way to do that is to lean on the Most High God's law, statutes, and commandments. You know what I mean? Because in Psalms it tells you the law of the Lord is perfect and it converts the soul, right? All right, so let's see here. All right, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and get into this thing. Let's turn to Deuteronomy 31 and 1. Deuteronomy 31 and 1. And let's learn about forsaking the Lord, right? All right. Is that what I want? I believe it is. All right. Deuteronomy chapter 31, verse 1. And Moses went and spake these words unto Israel. Verse 2. And he said unto them, I am 120 years old. I can no more go out and come in. Also the Lord has said unto me that thou, hold on, so like it. Go over. Slovakia, hold on a second. If I think I wrote that down wrong. Either that or I'm in the wrong one. Slovakia, I think I wrote that down wrong. I apologize to y'all. Let's move on. Let's go to Joshua 1 and 5. Joshua 1 and 5, because I'm not going to try to find that. Joshua 1 and 5. All right. This is Joshua chapter 1 and verse 5. There shall not any man be able to stand before thee all the days of thy life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with thee. I will not fail thee nor forsake thee. So the Lord is saying that He won't forsake us, right? But what do we have to do? It said, okay, verse 6, be strong and of good courage, for unto this people thou shalt divide for an inheritance the land which I swear unto their fathers to give them. So this is when, Joshua was over the nation, and this Moses had just passed away, right? And now they're moving into the land that the Lord promised Israel. All right. Verse 7. Only be thou strong and very courageous, that thou mayest observe to do according to all the law which Moses my servant commanded thee. Turn not from it to the right hand or the left, that thou mayest prosper whithersoever thou goest. So basically, you want to do the law, statutes, commandments because you will prosper it. Now, am I saying that like a Christian pastor? No, because a Christian pastor would take this and he would say, "See, you can prosper, you can be rich." He may not say rich, but the Lord is all this prosperity doctrine, right? But this is basically like you will prosper in your doings, whatever that may be, because the Lord is on it. The Lord is directing your hand, and you are listening to the Lord. You're doing what you're supposed to. You're doing the law, and you're walking by the law. You're teaching others to walk in truth, right? All right. Verse 8, this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth. So when Christian pastors try to tell you that, the law is done away with, it was fulfilled with Yahweh Shai because they knew we couldn't do it. Even though they have no scripture at all, nowhere in this book says that we couldn't keep the law. Nowhere. You're not going to find that we can't keep the law. What you'll find is that we kept breaking the law. That's what you'll find. But you won't find anywhere in here where Yahweh Shai or any other prophet said we couldn't keep the law, that we were human and we were corruptible beings, or we came out the womb sinful flesh, all that nonsense, right? But what you will find is that we continually broke the law. That's what you'll find in this book. So when your Christian pastor or any other Christian tries to tell you, oh, we couldn't keep the law, show me that in the Bible. Show me where it was said we couldn't keep the law. Because I'll show you that you're a liar. I'll show you where Christ, who is Yahweh Shai, said to be perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect. I'll show you where he said that he did not come to destroy the law or the prophets. I can show you where he says that if you break one of these least commandments, you will be least in the kingdom of heaven. We in the UPK can show you all of this, right? All right. Let me start off. I'm in Joshua, chapter 1, verse 8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night. Day and night you should be thinking on the word. Why? Because you don't want to have idle hands. You see what I'm saying? You want to entwine it into your life where it is a part of your life, where it is life. Because ultimately that's what it is. It's life, right? It's not death. So if you're not living according to the law, you're in death, right? Okay, let's move on. Meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. Now, if I was a Christian pastor, I could take that and I could say, see, the Lord is going to bless you. That car you want, you going to get it. Just obey the Lord. You going to get it. That house you want, just obey the Lord. You going to get it. That job that you want, all of that. I could say that. I could use that. But that's not what this is saying. You're going to prosper as the Lord makes you prosper, right? Because you are doing according to the Lord's will, not your own, right? Because you're doing according to your people, but not your own. Because your own is vanity, it's vain, right? It produces nothing. You can't build a nation when all you're doing is building yourself. All right? You got to build your nation. What good is a man or a woman that stands alone? You have no protection at that point. You are your own protection, and that's it. And I know some of us, we like, oh man, I don't need nobody. You come around me, it's gonna be world war, whatever. Yeah, it's tough talk. But when you got a whole army against you and you one man, yeah, you can tough talk. But everybody knows that. Everybody knows that what's gonna happen in the end, right? You can do all the tough talk. Save the tough talk for me. You are better together than you are alone. That's just the way it is. You know what I mean? And you can't. That's not what the Lord wanted. The Lord didn't want us to stand alone. He always talked about the nation of Israel, the nation of Israel. He didn't deal with individuals like that. The only reason he used individuals was for the benefit of the nation of Israel, right? And these individuals were used because of how they moved, how faithful they were and how obedient they were, right? And they had to come save the ones of us that were not obedient, that were all continually disobedient and going off into different things like sheep. That's why we are called sheep, because sheep get into things. They wander off. They need a shepherd, need somebody of some good sense, of a good mind, somebody that can do right by the Lord and teach them to do right by the Lord. If not, the sheep will be scattered everywhere and be susceptible to anything that's out there. The wolves, the bears, the lions, whatever, right? All the other beasts. All right. Um, Verse 9, have not I commanded thee? Be strong and of good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed. For the Lord thy God is with thee whithersoever thou goest. So if you obeying the law, statutes, and commandments, you're doing what the Lord is telling you to do, then and you doing it courageously, right? Then you ain't got to worry about nothing, because the Lord is gonna be with you. The Lord is gonna do for you. But there are those of us who, don't believe in that. They don't, don't believe that. Well, I'll just say there's a lot of us that don't truly believe in the Lord. Like to say we do, but at the end of the day, we don't believe in the Lord, right? Just bear with me 1 second here. All right, let's go on. Let's move on to 2 Chronicles 34 and 25. 2 Chronicles 34 and 25. I got it. Let me get there. 2 Chronicles 34 and 25. And it reads, because they have forsaken me and have burned incense unto other gods, that they might provoke me to anger with all the works of their hands. So even back then, you can see that we were doing the same things we're doing now, right? Because now we're bowing down to Allah through Islam. The Indian god, I don't even know, Shiva or something like that. You got people like what's her name? What's that singer's name? Anyway, she be doing the Ram Yoho Renge Kyo whole thing. I can't think of her name right now. I just lost it that quick. But we serve other gods. When we do that, we anger the Most High. We anger the Most High because one, He said not to do it, right? But two, it's like it's like, okay, I have a pen right here, right? And I decide to worship this pen. You see how stupid that sounds? That's how it looks to the Most High God when we serve these gods that are not gods. We look stupid. And because we're His children, He don't want us out here looking stupid. No more than you would want your child to be out here looking dumb. That's why you try to dress your child in nice clothes. You try to teach your child ways to behave and the ways to do things. And you hope that your child carries that out when he, goes out to school or wherever he goes to. And if he doesn't, it angers you because you told them not to do it. You told them the way to do it. But yet they out here acting a fool. So that's how the Most High God looks at it. All right. So let's see. Provoke me to anger with all the works of their hands, because we continually got our hands in things that we have no business dealing with. Right. These are for other nations that other nations have come up with. They come up with their own gods. They've come up with their own cultures. They've come up with their own things to do. Let them be them. And we should be us, right? It's just that simple. But for some reason, our people want to join everybody else. And then when our people that want to be us say something, everybody wants to jump on us, which is crazy because we're just like, hey man, it's like your mother and your father at home, and you're always out in the streets, and you come home one day, and they're like, hey man, why don't you stay at home sometime? Why you always out there, man? Why you always over here and over there? Why don't keep your butt in the house? But no, we want to be at everybody else's house. But don't nobody come to our house. You see what I'm saying? It's that whole everybody wants to be a nigga, but nobody wants to be a nigga, right? So, we taking all our stuff to their house. So that's how we always have been. Therefore, my wrath shall be poured out upon this place and shall not be quenched. We play with the Lord too much. And the Lord tells us, hey man, you gonna make me mad, right? You gonna make me angry. And so he makes us we make him angry. And next thing you know, we in captivity. Just like we in captivity right now. We in captivity right now. And large majority of our people don't even understand it. Don't even get it. And you try to tell them, you try to tell some of us, but we don't want to be told nothing, right? Our people, blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, we have a spirit on us that we don't want to be told nothing. We don't want nobody to tell us nothing. We know everything. We're hard headed, like in scriptures say, stiff neck. We are hard headed people. But some of us will listen, right? Some of us listen, some of us get it. And these are the men and women that are in the ISUPK. They get it. They understand what the Lord is saying. They understand what the Lord is requiring. And they understand the mission that it is that the ISUPK has. And that is to get our people out of this world and bring them into the world of Israel and to build this nation and have it ready for Yahweh Shah's return. So that's what we're going to do. We have to endure to the end. Keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, do the work of the Lord, and endure to the end. Endure all of these atrocities that go on around us, like this whole thing with Carmelo Anthony out here in Frisco, Texas. They trying to get him for murder. The shootings that just happened, and all the other shootings that have happened. Police pulling our people over and beating them, and giving them tickets or getting them locked up. But if you're serving the Lord, you know what I mean, you get a protection around you. You will keep yourself out of harm's way. When you don't, you are open season. And that's what we try to get our people to understand, that being with the Lord, you gonna be all right. You're gonna prosper in your ways. Don't do the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord, and you are open to everything this devil has planned for you. And all the other beasts that are of the field, the other nations that are around there. Don't think just because you leave the U.S., it's gonna be peaches and cream. Nah. It may be a little less harsh, but you still gonna be subject to some diabolical mess, right? That's how all the only way I can explain it. All right. All right. Let's move on. Let's go. Where are we at right now? This is Second Chronicles. Second Chronicles. Let's go to Psalms 119. Psalms 119. We can't forsake the Lord, man. And our people have done it for way too long, and that's why we can't get out of this captivity. We have got to gather ourselves back together, and we have got to get ourselves right. And the only way to do that is to obey the law, statutes, and commandments. For men to man up and doing what they're supposed to do by the Lord, right? We wouldn't have these single mothers running around the neighborhoods, causing terror. Not all, not saying all single mothers are that way. But we got a lot of them that are causing terror, and they are raising monsters. I mean, that's just the way it is. But in ISUPK, we take those monsters, you know what I mean? Because they are not monsters. They are just misled. And we turn them into men of the Lord. You see what I'm saying? Soldiers for the Lord. Guardians for their people. But unless you understand these law, statutes, and commandments, you'll continue to be a terror to your own people. You'll continue to want to join people like Donald Trump. You'll continually want to join Kamala Harris. You'll continually want to join people like Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton and all the other ones of our people that ain't doing nothing for our people. Just a bunch of talk so that they can get money. Because that's all it really is. So that they can get money and they can get positions of power, what little power that they get, because you're still under your oppressor. No matter how you want to look at it, at the end of the day, whatever power position you get in government or whatever else, you are still below your oppressor. No so-called black man can say he has power over the oppressor. All he'll do is make it seem like one thing, when if you have eyes to see, you'll know it's not that way. All right. All right, let's go to Psalms 119. Blessed are the undefiled. Now I'm starting at verse 1. Blessed are the undefiled in the way, who walk in the law of the Lord. Blessed are the undefiled, right, in the way. Meaning you're not going to and fro and taking on all of these other, behaviors of these other nations. You're not taking on these philosophies and doctrines that they put out. You are walking in the way of the Lord. You are undefiled, right? This is not my words. This is the Lord's words. All right. Verse 2. Blessed are they that keep his testimonies and that seek him with the whole heart, meaning with your whole mind. You're keeping his testimonies because he says, if you do this, I will bless thee. I will do this, I will do that for thee. You see what I'm saying? Plain and simple. Verse 3. They also do no iniquity. They walk in his ways. You ain't out there selling drugs to your people. You ain't out there sleeping door to door to door to door with each chick that you meet. You see what I'm saying? But you ain't taking care of none of them. A woman is not sleeping with every dude that she finds attractive. You see what I'm saying? You walking with the Lord. You doing what He says to do. You know what to do. You know that sex is marriage. So you don't lay down with any old body. You find out what they're about. And can you coincide with this person? Can you live a life with this person? Because it's a lifetime thing. You can't sleep with somebody knowing that it's marriage and then just up and bounce. Can't do that. Like, yeah, you like if more people understood that, then they would take it more serious. We don't take sex serious. Sex is nowadays it's like playing a video game. You know what I mean? It's like a pastime sport. You know, a hobby, something you do just to feel good. Now I understand it feels good, but it has responsibility that comes with it. And if you realize that it has responsibilities that come with it, and you understand those responsibilities are a lifetime, then you would think twice before you sleep with whoever. You would make sure that whoever is someone that you are willing to, either if you're a man, that you're going to take care of that person, right? You're going to manage everything. You're going to take care of them. It's that responsibility. If you're a woman, you're going to submit to that man for a lifetime. So if you understood that, you wouldn't just do just anything. We have to take life more seriously. We have to take things in life more serious. Things that God set up to be serious that we take lightly. We take it lightly because why? Because we bought into the doctrine of this devil that rules over us. They were the scriptures say they were fornicators from the beginning, right? And now, because a large majority of people want to be like them or have the things that they have, we became fornicators along with them, right? And that is not what the Lord wants from us. That's not how He set it up. All right. Verse 4, and I'm in Psalms 119, and I started at chapter 1. I started at verse 1. I'm at verse 4. Thou hast commanded us to keep thy precepts diligently. Meaning, hey man, you got to be on it. You got to be on it. From the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep. You probably should dream about it. You should be on it. Why? Because this is your safeguard. This is that hedge around you. This is the thing that keeps you safe in this world, right? Keeps you safe from these other nations. You ain't gotta be walking around out here scared. Scared the cops gonna come around the corner. Scared somebody gonna run up on you and rob you. Scared of whatever. Because fear is not of the Lord. Keeping these law, statutes, and commandments, that's of the Lord, right? And once you get the Lord on your side, then hey, you can take on anything. You don't need to be afraid of anything. Because now you understand life and death. You understand that this life is only temporary. You're going to live a whole nother one. And you might live a whole nother one after that. And a whole nother one after that. Depending on how long the Lord sees fit before He gives the commandment for Christ, Yahushua, to come back. right? But we understand these scriptures. We understand that everything has purpose. And in that purpose, we understand that it's not our purpose. It's the Lord's. That we have a role and we play that role. We do the role. Doesn't mean we can't do the things we want to, but it has to be based in this, right? We didn't give ourselves life. Anyway, all right, let's go on. Verse 5, it goes right into what I'm saying. Oh, that my ways were directed to keep thy statutes. Our ways are directed to keep the statutes. We are commanded to keep the statutes. Verse 6, then shall I not be ashamed when I have respect unto all thy commandments. Why would you be ashamed, right? Why would you be ashamed? It would be the same way that Adam and Eve hid when God came back after they had ate of the fruit of the tree, right? After they had taken on that doctrine, that philosophy, they had listened Eve had listened to that snake and then got Adam to listen to her, right? When they hid, they were ashamed. And that's what this is like, you won't be ashamed when you're keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Why? Because you have nothing to be ashamed about. You're not doing anything wrong. So you'll walk around this earth, you'll walk around here with your head up, right? Making eye contact. You got a boldness about you. Not arrogant, not anything like that, but you know your steps are true, right? So be not ashamed. All right. Verse 7, I will praise thee with uprightness of heart when I shall have learned thy righteous judgments. Verse 8, I will keep thy statutes. Oh, forsake me not utterly. Don't forget the Lord. Don't forget the Lord and what he wants you to do. Right? Don't do it. We in ISUPK, we go out on these corners, we get on these airwaves, this internet, and we remind you, don't do it. Don't forsake the Lord. Don't forsake your brothers and your sisters. Love thy neighbor as you love yourself. Right? Keep the law, statutes, and commandments, and cause them to do the same. Because in that, we will start coming together. Now, what we have to understand is that it's not about us. It's about the Lord's will. When we understand that, we'll understand that we work for each other. We don't work for ourselves. And in working for each other, that means somebody's working for me. Somebody's working for me over here. I'm working for him. I'm working for him. I'm working for her. I'm working, and we mesh together, and we are strong, and we build the nation, right? We build it, and then we build it strong, and no man can stand against us. Why? Not because of our strength, but because of the Most High strength. All right. Let's go to verse 9. Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his ways? Or cleanse his way? There's a question. By taking heed thereto according to thy word. You want to cleanse your ways? The things that you're doing in this world? These bad habits? This bad way of life that we've been living? You know what I mean? The anger, we've been holding. You know what I'm saying? The crazy mindsets that we had. You want to cleanse that? Take heed according to the Lord's word. Start. You can start slow. Start. You know what I'm saying? Don't cut your beard. Stop eating pork. Start slow. You know what I'm saying? Put the weed down. You know what I mean? Understand that the sister you sleeping with, she's yours now. Let her know, hey man, yeah, we in this thing. We in this thing and we gonna do. We I'm not gonna leave you, you not gonna leave me. We in this thing. I'm gonna take care of you. But you gotta listen to instruction. But you cannot give instruction if you not right. Need y'all to understand that, brothers. You cannot give instructions to a sister when you ain't right yourself. Because she's going to pull your card straight up. And now y'all in an argument. And now you may resort back to the world. And you may come upside her head, and that's not what we do. That's why you have to cleanse your ways. That's why you have to be blameless. You have to be something other than what this world has made us. All right. Verse 10. With my whole heart have I sought thee. O let me not wander from thy commandments. Verse 11. Thy word have I hid in mine heart, that I might not sin against thee. Yeah, you take these scriptures, you take these law, statutes, and commandments, and you lock them away in your brain. You lock it so that when you out and about, you like, oh man, nah, ain't somebody be like, hey man, take a hit. I'm good. And you should be good on that too, especially knowing all the stuff they putting into weed nowadays. Like anybody that's still smoking weed, it's like, man, you gonna be a crackhead here in a minute. They putting all kinds of stuff in weed now. I am glad that I heard the Most High's call, and I put it down. I woke up the next morning and I was like, I'm done, cold turkey. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we gotta be. We gotta have our whole heart towards the Lord, our whole mind. Can't deviate. Lives are on the line. Most importantly, your life is on the line, right? Your kids' lives are on the line. Because if you ain't right, you ain't gonna raise your kids right. Now, one or two of them may get on the right track, but why even leave it to chance? Why? All right. Verse 11. Thy word have I hid in mine heart, that I might not sin against thee. Verse 12. Blessed art thou, O Lord. Teach me thy statutes. Verse 13. With my lips have I declared all the judgments of thy mouth. So I think y'all get it at this point, because it's just hammering it down that you don't forsake the Lord, you run to it and you hold it. You hold it for dear life, because it is life. Straight up. All right. Let's go to Proverbs 28 and 4. Proverbs 28 and 4. Book of Proverbs chapter 28 verse 4. They that forsake the law praise the wicked. that plain and simple. There's no breakdown needed on that. I'm going to read it again. They that forsake the law praise the wicked. What do Christians do? They praise the wicked because they forsake the law. I want you to understand that. I'm going to read it again. I'm in Proverbs chapter 28, verse 4. They that forsake the law praise the wicked. So when you say the law is done away with, when you say we can't keep the law, you forsake the law. You praise the wicked. Straight up. Now you telling me, let's delve into this real quick. And I haven't finished that verse, but let's delve into this for a minute. Somebody wants to convince me that Yahushua, whom they call Christ, came back and basically died so that you could forsake the law? Because this right here says, they that forsake the law praise the wicked. So Christ came back to die so that you could forsake the law and praise the wicked. That's what you want me to believe. Anybody out there that wants a cut for a Christian. Now they may try to say, well, that's in the Old Testament. But it's plain and simple right here. They that forsake the law praise the wicked. It's plain and simple. Let's move on. But such as keep the law contend with them. Meaning you contend with the wicked. You out on that corner, you know what I'm saying? Like Yahushua, or not Yahushua, but the Lord told us to do. And you teaching people and showing them their transgressions. You contending with the wicked. You on this internet showing people their transgressions. You contend with the wicked. You telling Christians that they wrong for the doctrine that they following, because that doctrine is not rooted in this book at all. You contend with the wicked. All right. Verse 5, evil men understand not judgment. You can't judge me. You heard that quite a bit. You can't judge me. Well, you're right. I can't judge you if I'm sinning like you. But if I'm not sinning like you, I can definitely judge you. I can definitely tell you wrong for the things you're doing. And what I'm doing is I'm bringing that demon up out of you. And what you should do is you should go ahead and push that demon up out of you and push it away from you, rather than contending back with me and men in the Isupk. You should push that demon up out of you and do away with it and never look back. All right? But they that seek the Lord understand all things. You come in the UPK and you start understanding these law, statutes, and commandments, you will understand all things. This book has all the answers to every issue you may have. And this is thousands of years old, and it can contend with any issue you have. Straight up and down. Any problem, anything you got going on is right in here. It's already happened. You just got to read the book, and you'll find the answer to all your problems. And you say, well, man, it's 2025. Things are different. Things ain't no different. They ain't no different at all. It may have a different wrapper on it, but it's the same candy. You know what I'm saying? It may have another bow on it, but it's the same. It's the same thing it was yesterday, today and tomorrow. Right? Straight up. All right. What was it? What was that? All right. Verse 6, better is the poor that walketh in his uprightness than he that is perverse in his ways, though he be rich. Your boy Diddy, perverse in his ways, though he be rich. But men in the UPK, we ain't got it like Diddy. You know what I'm saying? But it's better for us. It's better for us because we understand the Lord. It's better for us because we walk with the Lord. It's better for us because we teach men of the Lord to stand for the Lord, to get in these classes, learn the Lord, obey the law, statutes, and commandments. It's better for us. Verse 7, whoso keepeth the law is a wise son, but he that is a companion of riotous men shameth his father. You all out in the streets, you coming home from school, right? Y'all fighting, stuff like that. How many videos we done seen on World Star Hip Hop? How many videos do we see on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and all this of our people fighting each other in the streets? And they post videos because why? Because we want to see it. But what they don't do is post videos of our people doing right by each other. They don't post those videos, right? But they will post the videos of us destroying ourselves. Y'all got to think about these things. Y'all got to think about these things and sit back and look at it for what it really is versus what you are seeing before your eyes. You got to look at it for what it really is because it's telling you right here. But he that is a companion of riotous men shameth his father. When they fighting out in them streets, when they killing out in them streets, they shame their fathers. But why? They didn't have a father to begin with. Because his father didn't have a father, and his father didn't have a father. Because why? Because this oppressor took the father out the household. But when it does get to the man of the father that was in the household way back before all of it happened, you put shame on him. And it started with his son. And then it was his son and his son and his son after him. But at some point, one son has to wake up. Men in the UPK woke up. They won't shame their father. Do we say that as prideful men? No, we say that as men of the Lord. And to be an example for other men of our nation that are not in this truth to come in this truth and be an example for their sons and their daughters. Right? All right. Let's go. Let's see. Verse 8. He that by usury and unjust gain increaseth his substance, he shall gather it for him that will pity the poor. Meaning you out there slanging them drugs and all of that, you gonna die. And that money is gonna go elsewhere. It's gonna end up in the very, very people you destroying. Or it's gonna end up with your oppressor. Because all of it is for naught. All of it is vain. Right? It's all vain. meaning it don't produce anything. You stand out on the corners all day, all night. Sometimes I didn't see them early in the morning, 5 to 8 a.m. in the morning. Like I don't understand. You just got a 9 to 5 job at the end of the day, but then that money, you go give it up quick. Quick as you made it, it's gone. It's out of there. I know. I know. All right. Let's see. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 1, verse 4. Isaiah chapter 1, verse 4. O sinful nation, a people of laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Lord. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backward. Haven't we gone backwards? Yeah, I mean, think about it. I mean, just think about it in the short term, right? We were let out of slavery, 50 years out of slavery, we had built cities, families, thriving. We had baseball leagues. Um, we had, entertainment circuits, chitlin circuit, just our own thing that we had built for ourselves, and it was thriving, right? Then they step in, and when I mean they, I'm talking about these devils, right? Step in and they destroy it. And then they throw you what they call a bone, right? Which was welfare. But in that, they had to take the father out of the household. So they didn't really give you anything. They just destroyed so that you wouldn't rebuild. Think about it for a second. They destroy you by taking the father out of the household so that you couldn't rebuild. Because if the father re-enters the household, now it's like, well, they wrecked all our stuff, but we were just in slavery. We didn't have anything, right? We didn't have anything. I'm gonna get deep with you for a minute. We didn't have anything coming out of slavery. Nothing. Literally nothing. They didn't give us no money. They didn't give us no houses. They didn't give us no land. They gave us nothing. And we made something. We made more than something. Because that's how special we are, right? We made something from nothing. And we do that today. We make things from nothing. And they can't understand it. And it angers them even more, right? But they come and destroy what we had built. And to further destroy us, they had to take the man out of the household. They had to destroy the man. All right. So they did that with the welfare. Take him out of the household, make it where he can't get a job. Now he turns to crime, right? Now it's gangs. Now it's all this other stuff. Now, currently, it's the black woman against the black man, right? A lot of black men are destroyed to the point that they are subservient to their women. When when the Lord says the woman is to be in all subjection to the man, but your oppressor, this devil, no, he's gonna be subservient to her. Why? Because now the black man don't get paid like the black woman. And they see that as a form of power. When the devil over here looking at it like, I don't care about that money. I print that money every day, every single day. Y'all see it as some kind of power. My power is controlling you all, being the puppet master of you all. I don't care about the money. We don't understand true power. But let me move on. Let me move on with this. All right. That was Isaiah 1:4. All right. But yeah, I say that to say we have gone backwards. Like the scriptures say. It says gone away backwards. We have digressed. We have not progressed. You know what I'm saying? We're not allowed to progress. But you come in the ISUPK, we are progressing, right? We are moving forward. And we're doing it under Yahushua. Okay? All right. All right, let's go. Let's stay in the same book of Proverbs, same chapter. Let's move down to 13. Bring no more vain oblations. Incense is an abomination unto me. The new moons and Sabbaths, the calling of assemblies, I cannot away with them. Salagia. I cannot away with. It is iniquity, even the solemn meeting. Is that Salagia? 28. I read that wrong, y'all. I apologize. I'm in Isaiah. Go to verse 28 in the same chapter. That's what I meant. And the destruction of the transgressors and of the sinners shall be together. Hey, you want to transgress and sin against the Lord? He just letting you know, man. It's gonna be the same. Y'all gonna be destroyed the same. And they that forsake the Lord shall be consumed. You can forget about the Lord if you want to, but it's not going to stop his will. It's not going to stop the things that he has set up. It's no different than if you go out here and you get in your car and you do 150 miles down the freeway. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get pulled over. You want to run 150 miles an hour. Fine. But it's not going to stop Esau from pulling you over and beating you side the head and throwing you in the back of the car. You may make it to the police station. You may not. Your body might make it there, but you may not. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same with the Lord. Like you can do what you want, but the Lord's will is going to be done regardless. So you can get steamrolled over if that's what you choose to do. All right. All right. Let's move on. Let's go to Jeremiah 2:19. Yeah, Jeremiah 2:19. Because is the Lord an unjust person? Is he trying to make it hard on us? Nah, he's not trying to make it hard on us. None of this is hard. For anybody that's asking themselves that, it's like, I gotta adjust this seat. It's hurting me. But for those of us that, may have those thoughts, the Lord made it so hard, No, he didn't make it hard. He didn't make it hard at all. It's that you won't relax. You know why you won't relax? Because you have it in your mind of what you want to do. If you have a problem with what the Lord wants you to do, it's because you want to do what you want to do. And it's eating at you. And you're fighting with it. You're wrestling with it. When what you should do is just be in subjection to the Lord. Some people hear that word subjection and it vexes them. It just bothers them. because it sounds to you like you're bowing down or something like that, and you should bow down. You think you can box with the Lord? You think you think you can take on the Lord? You know what I'm saying? Who is that? Nimrod thought he could take on the Lord. Nimrod died. Yeah. And everything he built got blown up. So you can be like Nimrod. You can be like him. But that's what that is. When you getting all hot and bothered inside, you are wrestling. You are wrestling with the Lord. You're wrestling with his word. But what you should do is just relax, understand what it is, and just do it. And a lot of times in doing it means to just not do something. You know what I'm saying? Like something as simple as not eating pork. I mean, is it going to have you that hot and bothered not to eat pork? Or is it that you just don't like somebody telling you not to do something? I think that's what it is. Somebody tell you, man, you shouldn't eat that pork. The Lord don't allow to eat that pork. You ain't gonna tell me. You ain't gonna tell me I can't eat that pork. That's really what it is. You ain't gonna tell me I can't cut no my beard off. You ain't gonna tell me I can't get no line up. You ain't gonna tell me I can't sleep with a woman I want, and then if I don't want to be with her, I just leave. You ain't gonna tell me. You ain't my mama, my daddy. Most High God is your daddy. Let that sink in and sizzle in your spirit. Yeah. Anyway, where we at? All right. We're in Jeremiah 2 and 19. Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 19. Thine own wickedness shall correct thee. I'm going to set that there real quick. Let me read it one more time for you. Thine own wickedness shall correct thee. How is your wickedness going to correct you? Anybody? You got no participants? How your own wickedness going to correct you? Let's see. What's that song? I can't remember who it was, but it's a they bust, we bust. You shoot, they gonna shoot. You got away this day, next day, bow, you dead. Your own wickedness corrected you. You got caught up selling some drugs. Now you in jail. Your own wickedness corrected you. Problem is like a lot of us don't learn from it. A lot of us don't learn. Hey man, maybe I shouldn't be doing this, man. I'm tired of going to jail. Maybe I shouldn't do this, man. You know, I ended up killing my homeboy's cousin. I sold him some laced up, you know what I'm saying, some laced up heroin or something like that. I didn't know it was laced, but you know, it's what happens. You should correct yourself. Don't let the wickedness correct you. I'm gonna keep on reading. I'm in 19. Thine own wickedness shall correct thee, and thy backsliding shall reprove thee. Why? Because you keep saying you're gonna stop doing something and you just keep on going back. You're like a drug addict that keeps relapsing, alcoholic that keeps relapsing. You know what I'm saying? Be strong, man. Be courageous, like the Lord said. How you gonna let a plant control your life? How you gonna let a drink control your life? It's not even alive. It don't even think. You do. Oh, you don't understand. I do understand. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I do understand. Yeah, I do understand. But I made a choice, and I stood on that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna get. I ain't gonna start cussing and going on. But I stood on that. I stood on it. And I want you to stand on it. Because I want you to have the joy that comes with obeying the Lord. I want you to prosper in obeying the Lord. All right? All right. Where am I at? Backsliders shall reprove thee. Know therefore and see that it is an evil thing and bitter that thou hast forsaken the Lord thy God. It's an evil thing to forsake the Lord. Just forget about the Lord. Forget them law, statutes, and commandments. Lord ain't did nothing for me. Well, I bet you can think sometimes that you probably things happened you didn't know how they happened. Was it the Lord? I don't know. Maybe you should think about it. You know what I'm saying? But you just disregard the Lord. Don't worry. The Lord gonna disregard you. You know what I'm saying? And that my fear is not in thee. Because you don't fear the Lord. A lot of us don't fear the Lord. We don't fear the Lord because the judgment is not immediate. Not like with Esau, when you go out here and break the law and they catch you, and that judgment is swift. It may even cost you your life. You know what I'm saying? The Lord, his judgment it's not swift right now. But what I can tell you is when his judgment do come on you, it's on you. And it ain't no getting away from it. It ain't no pleading the case. It ain't no taking a plea. Ain't no yeah, you done. Like you just done. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you should fear. The Lord don't want you to be all scared of him or nothing like that. He just wants you to understand, hey man, yeah, you keep trying me. I'm gonna show you what I can do. And you should fear that. Right? Straight up. All right. Fear is not in thee, saith the Lord God of hosts. All right. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 7. Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 7. How shall I pardon thee for this? Thy children have forsaken me and sworn by them that are no gods. That's us in a nutshell, right? We forsake the Lord and we into this devil and all the things he gave us. Christianity. You can be a Muslim, you can be a Buddhist, you can be all of this stuff, and you can worship all that nonsense. Scientology, you can worship all that nonsense. It's not a God. It's not the true and living God, right? Lord saying, how am I pardon thee? Like, man, y'all have just done something. I mean, it's just disrespectful at the end of the day. It's really, boy, it's disrespectful, man, for all that the Lord has done for us. All right. When I had fed them to the full, they then committed adultery and assembled themselves by troops in the harlots' houses. Man, y'all, we just went out here and went buck wild with all these nations. Straight up, that's what we did. Whether here in America or with Arabs or with Asians or with whoever, you know, we just went buck wild. We don't care about the Lord. We damn sure ain't doing what he say do. That's why it's so vital to have the ISUPK, to put this word back out into the world, to get people to start doing what the Lord wants us to do, to have some damn discipline. You know what I'm saying? Some people will try to say that they have discipline, but when you ask them to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, nah, man, that I don't believe in all of that. Well, you gonna die with all of that. Thus saith the Lord, straight up. All right. Let's see. All right. Let's go. That was verse. This is verse 7. Let's jump to verse 19. The Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 19. And it shall come to pass when ye shall say, wherefore doth the Lord our God all these things? Wherefore doeth the Lord our God all these things unto us? Ain't that where we at now? Some of us said, Lord, why me? Why me, Lord? Why does this always happen to us? Why this and why that? No, don't cry to the Lord now. We cry to the Lord when things bad start happening to us. Not we don't cry beforehand. We cry afterwards. It's backwards. It's backwards how we treat the Lord, right? Straight up, it's backwards. All right. Let's see here. So that's the question. And it says, and it shall come to pass when ye shall say, wherefore doeth the Lord our God all these things unto us? Then thou shalt answer them. It's the men of the UPK, we answering you, right? Like as ye have forsaken me and served strange gods in your land, so shall ye serve strangers in a land that is not yours. You want to forget about me? Hey man, I ain't remembering you. I ain't messing with you. You don't mess with me, I don't mess with you. Straight like that, right? Now we in a strange land serving strangers. Good thing the Lord loves us so much that we can come back. We can come back. All we got to do is stop doing what we want to do and do what he says to do. That's all we got to do. Change your life. Because really you're not even living your life. If you're not living by these laws, statutes, and commandments, let me help you with something. You're not living. Some may find that strange. Some of you understand exactly what I'm saying. But if you're not living by these laws, statutes, and commandments, you're not living according to the Bible. You're the walking dead out here. All right? Let me see. All right, let's move on from that. And let's go. Let's go to 2nd Ezra's chapter 1, verse 25. Let me get there. Salakia, yeah. 2nd Ezra's. And what did I say? 1 and 25. All right. This is 2nd Ezra's chapter 1, verse 25. Seeing ye have forsaken me, I mean, you don't care about me, right? I will forsake you also. It's only fair. It's only fair the Lord said, man, You don't mess with me, man. I don't mess with you. How many of us do that? We do that in the world. Like somebody be like, man, I ain't heard from it, bro. You don't mess with me. You don't mess with me, so I don't mess with you, bro. Straight up. You don't call me. You know what I'm saying? You don't come around. So I don't call you. I don't come around. You gotta build a relationship with a person, right? You know what I'm saying? Or at least just time to time. Hey man, you good? You know, we as black folks, you know, I know here in Texas, you good can mean a lot of different things. You know, I call you, hey man, you good? You straight? Somebody offend me and they be like, oh man, my bad. Nah, you straight. Many different things, man. You good. Don't worry about it. Many different things. So the Lord's basically saying, like, man, you don't mess with me, I don't mess with you. You know what I'm saying? Start doing what I ask you to do, then hey, we can talk. Let's see, going on. I'm gonna start it over. Second Ezra chapter 1, verse 25. Seeing ye have forsaken me, I will forsake you also. When ye desire me to be gracious unto you, I shall have no mercy upon you. You should have did right by me the first time. Now things happening to us, he's like, let it happen. I don't got no mercy for it. You wanted it, you got it. That whole be careful what you wish for, you made your bed, so now lie in it. Those sayings that we like to say, that's the Lord right here. I ain't got no mercy for you, man. This is what you wanted. So now you got what you wanted. Hey, deal with it. All right, let's go to verse 27. Wait. Now let's 26. Let's go to verse 26. Whensoever ye shall call upon me, I will not hear you. For ye have defiled your hands with blood, and your feet are swift to commit manslaughter. We kill each other every day. Understand the Lord looks at us as a whole. If you're doing right, but all these others is doing wrong, we all gonna be punished. I mean, I got 3 kids myself. Just put it out there like that, right? And if anybody has kids, you know kids don't know up to nothing. You be like, hey man, who did this? I ain't do it. I ain't do it. Nobody knows nothing. Nobody did nothing. So in order to just alleviate that, okay, nobody knows who did it. You all getting punished. Just the same. And from now on, anything that happens, you all getting punished. All the same. I bet y'all will start self-governing yourself then. You know what I'm saying? And that's how the Lord is with us, man. Y'all better start governing yourselves. Because you're going to get punished right along with them. So, man, you got to take this thing serious. What does that mean? Now, when I say serious, like, that don't mean you got to be, like, some people be like, man, I can't have no fun. This is all, bro, we can have fun, but there's a time for everything. Can't have fun all the time. Can't play all the time. Work has to be done sometime. You know what I'm saying? Learn balance. Learn how to balance out your life. But in balancing your life, understand the Lord is in your life 24/7. See what I'm saying? Incorporate it as thus. Right? All right. What is that? That's all right, let's go to verse 27. Hold on. What did I do? Y'all bear with me 1 second. All right, 26. All right, verse 27. Ye have ye have not, as it were, forsaken me, but your own selves, saith the Lord. So, Lord saying basically, you didn't forget me. You forgot yourself. You ain't do me wrong. You did yourself wrong. I'm good. That's like somebody that knows when another person needs them more than they need you, right? Like you didn't mess nothing up for me. You messed it up for yourself. And I mean, and that's what we did with the Lord. He's our covering. Most High God is our covering. He's our protection. You see what I'm saying? We messed that up. It ain't gonna hurt him. Guess who it hurts? It hurts us. We're the ones that are deceived. We're the ones that are in vain. We're the ones that are thrown to the wolves for the most part. You know what I'm saying? We're open to every beast of the field, which is these nations around us, this devil that's over us, right? Uh, let's. I did it again. Hold on 1 second. All right, verse 28. Thus saith the Almighty Lord, have not prayed you as a father, have I not prayed you as a father his sons, as a mother her daughters, and a nurse her young babes? Has the Lord not tried to take care of us? Just basically, I'm just saying like that. Has the Lord not tried to take care of us? Of course, He's tried to take care of us. Verse 29, that ye would be my people, and I should be your God, that ye would be my children, and I should be your father. This is a question. You're like, man, ain't I tried and tried with you? And we had that conversation with our children before. Ain't I tried and tried with you? Why are you not getting it? What's going on? Why are you not picking up what I'm laying down? Verse 30, I gathered you together as a hen gathereth her chickens under her wing. But now, what shall I do unto you? I will cast you out from my face. Because we just won't do right, Lord had to cast us out. He had to. He had to because what that saying is, you don't miss what you got until it's gone. That's how we are now. We're people destroyed out here and we're missing the Lord. And some of us are waking up to that. And we're trying to come back to the Lord. All right? That's what you got to understand. That we got to come back to the Lord. We can't forsake his law, statutes, and commandments because that's our way back to the Lord. All right. With that being said, well, let's go to 2 Peter real quick. Let's go to 2 Peter real quick. And I'm gonna end it in 2 Peter. 2 Peter chapter 2, and we'll just start at verse 1. Yeah, chapter 2. 2 Peter. Yeah. All right. But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privily shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the Lord that bought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction. These your Christian pastors. Christian pastors bringing these abominable things upon you. You know what I'm saying? We got to be very careful when it comes to the Lord that we are following the right thing. Verse 2, and many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of. We try to keep the law, statutes, and commandments and show y'all the truth. Evil spoken of us, right? I'm speaking the truth to you about keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Evil is spoken of us, right? Verse 3, and through covetousness shall they with feigned words make merchandise of you. Take your money, and they got cars and jewels and all of this stuff. Look at things for how they are, not for how you want them to be. Take the veil off your eyes. You know what I mean? Whose judgment now of a long time lingereth not, and their damnation slumbereth not. Verse 4, for if God spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell and delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment. Verse 5, and spared not the old world, but saved Noah, the eighth person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly. Lord can do what he wants to do, man. Like, think about that. Everybody but 8 people. We're talking about millions of people. And only 8 people survived that. And I'm not even gonna say survive. That's a bad word for that. They obeyed the Lord. That's just the end. They didn't survive. They obeyed. Noah was given commandments to do something, and he did it, and he told the sons to do it, and they obeyed him. Even when the people were mocking them. All right. Verse 6, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemn them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that after should live ungodly. It made an example of Sodom and Gomorrah. We talk about Sodom and Gomorrah to this day, which is why your pastors that allow homosexuality in their churches is diabolical. Absolutely diabolical. But yet, people sitting in the congregation won't open their eyes to see what is actually going on. But that's because they don't read God's word. They get it from the pastor, and the pastor is not giving them this. He's giving them a prosperity doctrine. Because why? Because they're living in a society that is about money, and they're living in a society that keeps them needing more money. So they run to a pastor that gives them hope. And all he's doing is selling hope, wrapped up in a Christianity doctrine. All right. I'm gonna stop there. I had more on that, but I'm gonna stop there. The point of all of this is not to forsake the Lord, right? Don't forsake the law, statutes, and commandments. They are not done away with. They are the Lord. They are Yahweh Shai, they are the Lord, and they should be us. And we should do the law, statutes, and commandments. We should live by it. It should be a part of us. We should live in it and make it a part of our life because it is life. And that's just the truth about it, right? All right. So with that being said, I'm Officer Lombard of the ISUPK, that's the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. Shalom Shabbat to the brothers. Shalom Shemar Alatab Bashim Yahweh to the sisters. Shalom Israel.